get hit with a shot that I need to take. You know, that's why we fight. You know, he got to take my punches too. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, he took Triple G punches, he took B-Vol, all these punches and all these fighters and this, you know, but, you know, I believe in myself, I believe in my punching power, and I believe the right punch at the right time, I can do great damage.
In a tense build-up to the fight, Crawford boldly claims that when the right punch lands, he can bring serious damage to Canelo. While many talk about Canelo's ability to withstand shots from top fighters like Triple G, Crawford believes he's got the power to break through, and he's more than ready to test it. Following Crawford's fierce statement, his trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, echoes the confidence, but with a quiet, assured tone. He stated, "We just going to get out there and win, do whatever we need to do to win. You know, I ain't gonna give out the game plan or nothing like that, but what everybody think, it's just I know we going to win." Bomac isn't spilling any secrets about the strategy, but his message is clear. Team Crawford is prepared for whatever comes their way. He's confident that no matter the challenge, the victory is theirs. The intensity and focus they've put into this fight won't leave room for doubt. With everything on the line, the game plan stays under wraps, but the certainty of winning never wavers. This is a battle they're ready to finish. As the tension continues to build around Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, a former rival, has thrown fuel on the fire with his bold remarks about the champion's skills.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Mayweather's words have stirred up the debate even more. He claims Canelo is no match for him and considers him easy work. While Canelo has proved himself against some of the best in the game, Mayweather's confidence is unwavering. It adds yet another layer to the conversation. Canelo will have to overcome these doubts and prove his worth in the ring. The fight ahead promises not just a battle of punches, but of legacies. With the debate heating up, Tim Bradley has added his take on the situation, backing Crawford to come out on top.
You really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
Bradley confidently states that Canelo won't be able to knock out Crawford and picks Bud to win the fight. His analysis gives Crawford an edge in the matchup, believing his skills and experience will be too much for Canelo. As the pressure builds, Bradley's prediction further fuels the fire. Canelo's power might not be enough to stop the relentless force that is Crawford. The fight is shaping up to be more than just a physical battle. It's a test of skill, strategy, and heart. After breaking down the possible outcomes of the fight, another voice weighs in on the situation, offering his perspective on Canelo's abilities.
Look, I mean, I think, I really do think the fight, I mean, look, the fight can go either way, guys. Either Crawford gets on his bicycle because Canelo hits too hard, just like we saw with Skull, or there's another scenario that can happen where Crawford can make Canelo look bad just like Mayweather did, okay, and just took him to school without running.
Oscar De La Hoya, who knows what it takes to be a champion, has his own take on how this fight could unfold. He acknowledges the strength Canelo brings to the table, but also hints at vulnerabilities in his game that could be exploited. De La Hoya believes Crawford has the tools to outclass Canelo, similar to how Mayweather did years ago. It's a fight that will test both fighters to their limits, and De La Hoya's insight only adds more suspense to the already electrifying matchup. As the fight approaches, the stakes have never been higher. As the conversation around the fight intensifies, the weight difference between the fighters becomes a significant point of focus.
Or we'll see, you know, Canelo just annihilate him because of the weight. You have to remember that that Crawford is a 47-pounder or 54-pounder, and Canelo has fought he's probably weighed 200 pounds in the ring at one point. So and it makes a huge difference, guys. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds makes a huge difference. So especially at the elite level. So I think it's a great fight.
Oscar De La Hoya raises an important factor. Canelo's size advantage could be a game changer in this matchup. With Crawford coming from a lower weight class, the physical difference could play a key role, especially at the elite level where every pound counts. De La Hoya acknowledges the possibility of Canelo dominating due to his superior weight, making this an even more unpredictable fight. While Crawford's skills are undeniable, the added weight Canelo brings to the ring could shift the momentum in his favor. It's a battle where strength, speed, and strategy will all collide. Despite the concerns over weight, Crawford remains unfazed by the challenge ahead.
I don't know. I don't know about comparing it to his situation, but it will be a situation where I'll be talked about for many decades to come, and definitely go down in the history books as one of the best fighters to ever lace up the gloves.
For Crawford, the size difference doesn't matter as much as people think. He's confident in his skills and believes that his ability to adapt in the ring will be what defines the fight. He's stepping up in weight, yes, but he doesn't see it as an obstacle. Just like the legendary fighters who have risen to the occasion before him, Crawford knows that it's not about the number on the scale, but the heart and strategy inside the ring. This fight, he believes, will prove that his talent and determination will always outweigh any size advantage. Crawford explains why size isn't a challenge for him, emphasizing that it's always been about skill and mindset.
If you look at my career, I always went straight to the champion in every weight class that I went to, you know, except 140. I had to fight for a vacant title, but I always went for the champion. And I just think, you know, whether I fight a non-champion or a champion is going to be the same thing.
For Crawford, stepping up in weight is nothing new. Throughout his career, he's consistently faced the best, regardless of size. Whether it's a champion or a contender, he's always gone straight for the top. He believes that the outcome of the fight won't be determined by weight, but by who has the better technique, strategy, and willpower. Crawford's confidence comes from knowing that no matter the size of the opponent, he's always ready to fight his best. For him, it's about the heart and preparation, not the pounds on the scale. Crawford addresses the talk surrounding the size advantage, dismissing it as overhyped and stressing his own strength heading into the fight.
No, not really. I'm strong, you know, and come fight night, I think people would be surprised and, you know, seeing how strong that I really am. I think that a lot of people is, you know, over thinking the size advantage. You know, Canelo is a strong fighter in himself, and he's a good puncher, but so am I, and fight night is going to be good.
He firmly believes that people are underestimating his strength despite the focus on Canelo's size. Crawford makes it clear that he's not just a skilled fighter, but a strong one too, and he's confident his power will make an impact. While Canelo is known for his punching ability, Crawford asserts that he's just as much of a threat when it comes to power. When the bell rings, Crawford's strength will surprise many, and the fight is going to be one to remember. It's not just about the size, it's about who can deliver the most on fight night. Meanwhile, Crawford stays cautious about making assumptions regarding Canelo's size and power, emphasizing that only the fight will reveal the truth.
We don't know yet until we fight. You know, I can't never say somebody is bigger and more powerful if I've never been in the ring with them. You know, a lot of people that I fought, writers and the fans may have thought these fighters was stronger, bigger, punch harder, but come fight time, you see a big difference in my size, my power, my strength, and so forth. So I can't never say how big, how strong, how hard a fighter is until I fight him.
He acknowledges that while fans may think Canelo is the bigger and stronger fighter, he's learned through his career not to judge a fighter's power until he's faced them in the ring. Crawford points out that many of his past opponents were thought to be stronger or hit harder, but once the fight started, the difference in his own strength and power became clear. For Crawford, it's about testing himself in the ring and proving that he can overcome any size or strength disadvantage. When the bell rings, he's ready to show that no one truly knows what he's capable of until they're facing him across the canvas. However, Crawford is confident about his own versatility and strength, ready to adjust his approach on fight night.
My style, you know, I'm very powerful, explosive, strong. That's why I have the ability to adapt to a lot of fighters, because I can do so many things in the ring. So come fight night, we'll be prepared and we'll see what would be the best, you know, way to tackle this.
He believes that his powerful, explosive style gives him the edge in adapting to any opponent. Crawford knows that no matter the challenge, his ability to switch up his tactics in the ring will make him a tough puzzle to solve. Come fight night, he'll be fully prepared to find the best way to take on Canelo. His adaptability is a key part of what makes him so dangerous and unpredictable in the ring. Crawford makes it clear that this fight is about more than just a victory. It's about cementing his legacy and collecting more belts.
You know, he's an undisputed champion, two-time undisputed champion in the same weight division. I'm two-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes. So it's definitely about legacy, and it's definitely about the belts at the end of the day, because I'm coming to take them.
He highlights the significance of becoming a 2-time undisputed champion in 2 different weight classes, underscoring the historical importance of the fight. Crawford is not just looking to win, he's focused on securing his place among the all-time greats. The legacy and the belts are his driving force, and he's fully committed to taking them from Canelo. This fight represents the culmination of his hard work and ambition to stand at the top of boxing history. Even Crawford believes that defeating Canelo will not only be a career-defining moment, but will also place him at the very top of the rankings. He stated, at the top, I think it's gonna put me high in the rankings." He acknowledges that beating Canelo would elevate him to a new level in the sport. Crawford is confident that such a victory will push him to the pinnacle of boxing, securing his position as one of the best in the world. This fight isn't just about the belts, it's about proving his dominance in the sport and solidifying his legacy. With Canelo standing in his way, Crawford knows that coming out on top will cement his status as an all-time great. Meanwhile, the voices from the boxing world are making their predictions, with Eddie Hearn weighing in on what this fight means for Canelo.
I think this fight against Crawford is such a great fight that it's the kind of fight that I think he needs to put the fire in his belly. Because at the moment, he's just going through the motions against those guys. Skull, Munguia, Charlo, Berlanga. He's not having to come out of first gear. Now he's going to have to come out of first gear.
Hearn believes that facing someone like Crawford will force Canelo to step up and show the fire he's been lacking. He points out that Canelo's recent opponents haven't really tested him, allowing him to fight in first gear without much challenge. However, facing Crawford will change that. Canelo will need to bring his best to the ring. Hearn sees this fight as the one that will bring out the true champion in Canelo, pushing him to prove his greatness once again. It's a fight that will demand everything from Canelo, and that's what makes it so exciting. Even with all the predictions and analysis, Eddie Hearn takes a moment to acknowledge Canelo's dedication to the sport.
I admire him for the fact that he's still got that desire, still training hard, and you know, he's got everything he's always dreamed of. So it's a love for the sport, and he's a unbelievable competitor. So we'll see what happens in September.
Hearn admires Canelo for continuing to train hard and maintain his drive despite having achieved everything he's ever dreamed of. He believes Canelo's passion for boxing and competitive spirit are what keep him at the top of his game. It's this love for the sport that sets him apart from many others in the ring. While Canelo has proven himself time and again, Hearn recognizes that this fight will still be a test of his willpower and resilience. As the fight approaches, Eddie Hearn shares his mixed feelings, acknowledging the strengths of both Canelo and Crawford.
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course,
big.
yeah, I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head.
Hearn admits that he's always favored Canelo, especially due to his experience and the impressive performance he witnessed in Riyadh. However, he also recognizes the undeniable confidence and mindset of Crawford, who firmly believes he can win. Having spent time with Crawford, Hearn says it's hard not to buy into his self-assurance. Despite his personal leanings, Hearn calls it a 50-50 fight, acknowledging that both fighters bring unique qualities to the table. With the fight getting closer, Eddie Hearn shares his personal take on the matchup, leaning toward Crawford while still supporting Canelo.
I'm probably picking Crawford right now, but I want Canelo to win, and he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him, and I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Hearn admits that if he had to choose, he'd pick Crawford to win, but he still wants Canelo to come out on top. He believes that Canelo has the ability to win, but Crawford's style is going to make things very difficult for him. Crawford's unique approach will likely make the fight tricky and uncomfortable for Canelo, pushing him into unfamiliar territory. Hearn knows that Crawford will bring a level of awkwardness to the fight that Canelo hasn't faced before. The fight is set to challenge both fighters in ways we haven't seen, making it even more unpredictable. Christian and Billy shares his thoughts on the fight, offering a critical perspective on both Crawford's and Canelo's recent performances.
I was not very impressed with the last fight of Crawford, The fight, I don't remember the name of his opponent. For me, I was not...
Madrimov.
I was not very impressed. Canelo fight too, I was not very impressed. But Skull, yeah. But we're gonna see. For me, my favorite is Canelo, because I think Canelo is more bigger, and we're gonna see if Crawford makes the same strategy that Schools, but a little bit more. He put more punch. If he put more punch, we're gonna see. But for me, I think Canelo is more bigger, and the way we make the difference.
And Billy admits he wasn't very impressed by Crawford's last fight, or by Canelo's performance either. Despite this, he still favors Canelo, believing his size advantage could play a significant role in the fight. He mentions that if Crawford uses a strategy similar to the one he's used in past bouts, but with more punches, it could change the outcome. However, Mbili sees Canelo's size as the key difference maker in this matchup. As the fight approaches, the question remains whether Crawford's strategy will be enough to overcome the power and size of Canelo. Christian Mbili shares his thoughts on whether Canelo can knock Crawford out, acknowledging the possibility but not being entirely convinced.
I don't think so, but he can knock him out, I think. He can stop him.
And Billy doesn't fully believe that Canelo will be able to knock Crawford out, but he admits that it's still within the realm of possibility. He feels that Canelo certainly has the power to stop Crawford, though the fight's outcome will depend on more than just strength. This adds another layer of uncertainty to the matchup. Canelo's knockout power is undeniable, but whether it will be enough to overcome Crawford's skill and resilience remains to be seen. Christian Mbili further offers his perspective on how Crawford could potentially win the fight, highlighting strategy as a key factor.
I think Crawford can win by point, we never know, if he make a good strategy. But if Crawford knock Canelo, I will be shocked, of course. But I think he can win by point if the strategy is good, Everything possible in boxing.
And Billy believes that Crawford could win on points if he executes the right strategy, though he acknowledges that the fight's outcome remains unpredictable. He notes that anything is possible in boxing, and if Crawford manages to outsmart Canelo with a solid game plan, a decision win is within reach. However, he admits that if Crawford were to beat Canelo outright, he would be shocked. Even Bill Haney steps in with strong words, urging fans to pick a side and stand behind Crawford as he faces this major challenge.
For everybody that was straddling the fence, straddling got your pants split at the seams. You got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He done signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent. Another fighter on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Yeah, so don't split your pants. Pick one.
Haney makes it clear that Crawford's decision to take on Canelo shows his commitment to solidifying his place as a generational talent. He supports Crawford wholeheartedly, emphasizing that this fight is Crawford's chance to prove himself as one of the greatest to ever step into the ring. Haney calls out those who've been hesitant to pick a side, urging them to stop sitting on the fence. With this fight, Crawford is looking to earn his place alongside the legends of the sport. Bernie Davis shares his belief that Crawford will come out on top, emphasizing his confidence and the fire that drives him.
Ain't no secret. Crawford gonna put hands and feet on him, and that's how you do it. You understand? And typically, like I'm saying, you know, sometimes this raises I don't know how it is. It gives you so much different, more power when you have that. Like
the motivation,
Jordan,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like or a couple of these guys, you know what I mean? I'm trying to give a different
You perform
example.
at a higher level.
You understand? And come on, man. And Crawford, he thrives on that. Did you see the way he looked at Canelo? See what he told him?
Yeah.
Now, the man said, now, was both good. Say, not going to beat me. You say, I'm telling you, I guarantee I'm going to beat you. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how Crawford is. That's how he feel. He believe in his heart. And you could tell it. You could look him in his eyes. You know what I mean? And a lot of people believe that Crawford going to win this fight.
Davis points out that Crawford's motivation and mindset set him apart from others. He sees a fighter who believes deep down that he's going to win, and that belief is reflected in his eyes and actions. Crawford thrives under pressure and has the ability to perform at a higher level when it matters most. Davis highlights the intensity Crawford brings into the ring, which will be crucial against someone like Canelo. With this unwavering confidence, Davis is certain that Crawford has what it takes to win, and many others feel the same way. Crawford's confidence in his ability is unwavering, and he makes it crystal clear. He stated, "We got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight." As simple as that. Crawford's statement encapsulates his no-nonsense approach to this fight. He's focused, determined, and clear about his goal, to win. There's no room for doubt in his mind. He's stepping into that ring with one thing on his mind, and that's victory. Crawford's confidence continues to shine through, and his mindset is a powerful force heading into this massive showdown. As the fight between Crawford and Canelo approaches, the anticipation continues to build. With both fighters bringing their A game, it's shaping up to be a battle of strength, strategy, and sheer willpower. Crawford's confidence is undeniable, and many believe that his mindset combined with his skill set will give him the edge. On the other hand, Canelo's size advantage and experience in big fights can't be overlooked. It's a matchup that has fans and experts alike split, each side bringing compelling reasons for why their pick will come out on top. What do you think? Will Crawford's strategy and mindset be enough to overcome Canelo's size and power? Can Canelo dominate with his strength, or will Crawford's speed and intelligence outshine him? Who do you think will emerge victorious in this highly anticipated clash? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.